welcome. It is day 28 for my 100-day Trusting God experiment. I'm April. So I've been seeking God every morning, if you've been following this journey, and really just leaning in to hear God's voice and discern His voice to guide me on the bigger calling He's calling me to do in my life. Plus, I'm in a major shift or a pivot. What's coming up for me in the last 24 hours very strongly was another reminder that it's time for me to let my guard down and stop being who I think I should be or who other people want me to be, and bravely show the world more of my truest, most authentic self on a whole new level. And I'm a genuine person. People have shared that with me. I've lived my life being authentic, but I'm talking about being willing and having the courage to do that on a whole new level. And it takes courage. What I have found to be true is that when we say yes to leadership, to be a leader in some capacity, we also are saying yes to being willing to bravely show the world more of who we really are. Instead of filtering ourselves down or watering ourselves down or trying to be too neutral. You know, this shows up for entrepreneurs. When an entrepreneur is holding back or hiding out from really revealing who they really are, it shows up as generic messaging. So you end up blending in, and it's like being hidden in plain sight. You're not really revealing who you really are to the world. A little bit, but you sound a lot like everyone else, and you tend to blend in, and it actually blocks your abundance and growing your business, and it blocks the impact that you're here to make. And I've just gotten really clear that my message and me as a person, as a human being, and especially as a leader, even doing this 100-day Trusting God experiment, I am not for everyone, and that's okay. When I let my guard down and just let people in to see more of who I am and what I really believe, there will be some people that will be triggered by it, or there may be some people that will back away from me, and they will know immediately that I am not for them, and they will unsubscribe to my YouTube channel, to my email list, in any capacity, really. And I'm getting more comfortable with being okay with that. Being okay with that, because I'm not meant to serve everyone, and my message is not for everyone. It's for a specific group of people that God has called me to serve. Matter of fact, He's been working on me and equipping me my entire life to serve this specific group of people. And I believe the same is true for you as well. So let me share something that happened. I got a message on one of my videos yesterday. And someone asked me to clarify, because I said in my video yesterday, day 27, that I am called to serve leaders, like leaders and entrepreneurs that are successful, that are being led by God, obviously, they have got a big calling, they've got some influence, but they have culture-shifting projects. And I mentioned that in the video. And I had someone say, hey, I need you to clarify, what exactly do you mean by culture-shifting projects? And I said, oh, I'm happy to share exactly what that is. So I responded. And what I shared was the truth, which is I'm called to serve kingdom entrepreneurs, as well as celebrities, influencers, emerging politicians, just a few of those people, and successful kingdom entrepreneurs who feel like God is leading them to start projects like culture-shifting projects or other causes that are rooted in biblical principles and that are for the greater good. that can genuinely have a great impact on cultures, societies, communities, the United States of America, nations, and even the world. And these leaders are being called into being more successful and to grow their business and grow their revenue on the next level and reach more people. Some of them are they already have a platform, but they're really being called to use their platform and their influence for the greater good. And they're trying to navigate what that looks like and how to do it and different parts of it. Some are being called to give more. That's part of why they're being called to grow their business revenues to the next level. So here's what I want to say about that. I have had a very hard time in the past because of some wounding experiences very early in my life, such as being bullied. Very harshly bullied in school, starting in 4th grade. So I felt a strong rejection by other kids when I was a little girl. And then it happened again early in middle school, and then I turned that around, and then I ended up becoming the most popular in middle school. And then I've been able to kind of move my life forward. But in the back of my mind, I don't know if you can relate to this, but I spent a good period of my life trying to chameleon my way through life and trying to water down and filter who I am and filter what I say in an attempt to feel accepted and loved and to feel like I belong. Because that little girl inside of me, that little 4th grader that was so harshly rejected, and the pain of that, my little soul could not take that kind of rejection anymore. So subconsciously, I've watered down my marketing message and started blending in and sounding like everyone else in the marketplace. I did that for years as an entrepreneur. I want you to know that, especially as a coach. When I have been running my sales consulting business the past 9 years, it's only been probably the past 2 or 3 years that I finally am starting to come out of that. And I've been doing it by taking baby steps to finally let go of who I think I should be or who other people think I should be and just be me, the real me, the authentic me on a whole new level. And what that involves is you got to have courage to do that. There's a lot of strength and courage. You got to be able to not worry about what other people say or think on social media or verbally say things to you. And you've got to just be okay with it. And I know I've made significant progress, but I'm still on this journey, right? And the Lord's been dealing with me about this since June 16th. I went for a long walk outside and I was praying, seeking God. I sensed I was in some kind of a shift. Something was going on. He revealed it to me, and it was very clear and specific. He showed me, literally, I got swept up into some kind of an open vision, and he showed me, literally, it's as if in a lightning speed, saw myself in a video that I posted on social media. And in that video, I looked at how it felt, and the way that my presentation went felt like there was an invisible barrier between me and the audience. That's what he pointed out, the Lord pointed out to me. And he showed me that I was trying to project a certain persona in an attempt to be accepted, liked, and even loved, and even to attract clients. It's as if I was trying too hard, if that makes sense. And then in a lightning flash, when I understood what he was trying to communicate to me, he immediately took me to another video, a different video that I had filmed. And in that video, I could clearly see and feel a completely different energy in how I was showing up. What was happening is I was completely unfiltered. That invisible barrier that was between me and the audience in the video, it was gone. It was dissolved. And I was opening up. My spirit had come forth to present in that video rather than my the old me, my ego that had come forth to present in the video, in the first video. And because of that, that creates more of an authentic human connection when we share bravely more of who we really are, what we really believe. And we just are being who we are. There's such a deep authenticity with that other people feel it. It's as if spirit, your spirit, their spirit is recognizing your spirit. So it's a spirit to spirit recognition. And that's when a very strong connection is made. So when we're in leadership positions, that's when it's important for us to let our guard down and just let people in to see us. And it takes courage, like I said. That's what I'm working on. I've been working on this for probably significantly the past 3 years, but even more so, probably since this year. And I started to open up a lot of things about what I really believe and who I really am just a few years ago. So this is still new. But I also know that because I said yes to the calling to step into leadership and to be more highly visible and use my influence for good in the world, it's time. It's time. And what I'm grateful for is I get to do this on my own terms instead of what someone else is telling me the way that they think I should do it. And I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to do the same. So that came up for me today. During my prayer time and just seeking the Lord, I just received His love and guidance, and it just came into my awareness to continue to be unfiltered, share more of who I am. And I think that's what we're all being called to do. All right? Also, practicing non-judgment. I believe that's one of my strengths. It's one of my strengths because I've been harshly judged before in the past in my life. And so I remember how that made me feel. And so because of that, I never wanted to make anyone feel rejected, not accepted, or like they don't belong, or that, you can't sit with us at our table, like the cool kids table in the cafeteria, right? And I always wanted to make people feel in my presence. I just accept them for who they are. I just meet people for where they are. And I believe in the world that's a big piece of what's going on, is for us to practice non-judgment. I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but the Lord gave me a very specific, a very simple, but an easy 3-step process for how to if we find ourselves in judgment of someone else. He gave me a simple 3 to 4 step process for how to instantly shift that from judgment to compassion, and just love on people and meet them where they are. That doesn't mean that we have to accept poor behavior or anything that hurts us or hurts others. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But I want to go deeper on this topic probably on another video at some point, because I think the Lord's been speaking to my heart about maybe writing a book on that. And because I believe that many of us harshly judge other people, and I've been guilty of that myself, judging others, and then I catch myself, and then I'm able to shift it back into a place of non-judgment and compassion. And that's what the Lord tells us in Scripture, is just to love one another. He said, my command is this: love one another. He's asking us to do that on a new level. And then what does that look like? Because some people are downright mean or not good for us, or that could be toxic for us. I get that. I believe there's a way to do it. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I did have one scripture that came up, which I'll talk about this another time. The Lord guided me to this scripture. It's Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14. For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but victory is won through many advisors. I believe that's a message for some new emerging politicians, also for influencers, entrepreneurs, leaders, for all of us, really. All of us, really. That's for a whole another conversation. But I'm choosing as I move forward to continue to just let my guard down, that protective mechanism to try to keep myself safe, to let that down and be just who I am. And that's my encouragement for you to do that as well. And I'll see you soon. Bye.